Triple support is probably one of the most annoying metas to go up against in Marvel Rivals comp. You go up against it most of the time, and if you don't know how to counter it specifically, then you're going to get trashed on. There really isn't a way to just go 2-2-2 without having to sweat way more than the enemy team does. It feels like usually the enemy team actually knows how to use triple support properly. Granted, it's not really that hard to do it. It's still annoying just because of how effective it is without needing almost any skill at all. I feel like in order to somewhat counter this, without having devs to nerf them specifically, what you got to do is either mirror them, which can be annoying because you're going to have to convince some of your teammates to swap around it. Granted, another solution as well is requires your team to swap around it as well. Now, the first one, of course, like I mentioned already, it is to mirror them. You're going to need to convince your DPS if you got 2-2-2 to switch, because if you have a solo tank, it won't be as effective. It can be, but you actually got to know what you're doing and who you're supposed to heal. And the other pressure comes from the player knowing how to solo tank. That's where the biggest issue falls onto, because if you don't know how to solo tank and you're just going in there thinking that you got another tank protecting your backline, they're peeling for you, then you're going to be wrong. Your backline is just going to keep getting dived. You're going to have to play way more defensively than anything, and there will be moments where of course you can be aggressive if another supporter is following you and you're actually able to get those kills faster than the enemies can murk your teammates. Another solution that you could do is going 3-1-2, which 3 tanks, 1 DPS, and 2 support. Of course, you could also just go 3-3, just go with triple support, and 3 tanks, 2 goats all over again from Overwatch. But what I've seen a bit more popular is just going 3 tanks regardless of having 3 supports, because there will be way more things to heal since your teammates will be tankier and you'll be getting it all a bit faster, and probably matching the triple support comp since they're kind of fighting over healing only 2 tanks and 1 DPS while you're healing 3 tanks as 2 support, which is much easier to gain ult charge from. Allegedly, this is probably the best way to stop triple support. I don't really know if that's true. I've only seen it done once, and it was the enemy team doing it to us. I was surprised we had triple sub, but you know, they're anything for the dub. And they lost. It wasn't enough because what we did was just go people that shred tanks instead, so they can't really be helping out their team. The other thing you gotta know is which DPS can actually murk tanks quickly, or the backline fast. I would say Moon Knight is a good one to just be disrupting the backline if you're actually landing your hits, of course. And then another good one would be Hella, Squirrel Girl, and Punisher, I would say, because Punisher can also melt support and tanks through support ults. Due to the tanks having a huge hitbox, Punisher's ult still melts them. You're able to get headshots easily. I usually just focus tanks as soon as I see that a support ulted. I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna go for your tank because that's easier to take out than trying to actually take out the support doing it. A good combination with a Punisher, if they're going triple support, I would say is a Rocket. Due to his ult buffing you, you're going to be doing way more damage and you can just melt through all support ults. I've seen it done so many times. I'm surprised it's not used as often, especially when the enemy team is using triple support. Now, the last solution is more of a skill check than anything. If you know you guys are way better than the enemy team and they gotta go triple support, you don't always have to swap. Just swap to some of the stronger healers that you're able to get ult fast with. Granted, like I mentioned, it is a skill check. You guys are going to have to play perfectly. DPS tanks, you guys are going to need to be peeling, murking their backline, and just being extremely aggressive to the point where the triple support, it doesn't matter. Their ults, too many people have died before one of their support already ulted, and you're going to be getting the advantage all the time. Usually when they go triple support, it really depends who I will go. It depends on what role I'm playing, of course. If I'm already playing support, I might switch to a stronger support just to try to help out the team. Granted, I've been playing Deadpool a lot, and I know he's not the strongest support, but you can get his ult extremely fast with him. But yeah, if I'm DPS though, I'll switch around with Squirrel Girl, Blade, Punisher. I'm missing someone else because I don't really play Hella, and her ult can't really murk anyone through the ult, and I don't know how to play Iron Man, which Iron Man is also a good choice if they don't have any hit scans. But yeah, those are the 3 I can think about that I usually swap to in order to actually be doing a lot of damage to the enemy team. And the Squirrel Girl's ult, if they're by a wall, you're able to murk them through their support ult. So yeah, that's like the other way you could somewhat beat them, but it's more like you're just skill checking them and they're just really bad at the game. They got to go triple support in order to actually try to win, but they're still going to lose. Usually this is what happens when I'm playing. Teammates don't really like going triple support too often. Once they see that, all right, like we are murking them, but we're still losing too much ground, all right, we'll just go triple support in order to somewhat counteract that effect. Now, these are just some solutions that I can give you guys without devs being involved, but I truly hope that triple support and anything after that, because this team actually went quadruple support at the end once we started holding our ground way more. Like, dog, support ults are insanely strong to the point where, alright, it doesn't matter whether you don't have a DPS or not. You can literally have 4 supports and 2 tanks. That's all you need. DPS does not matter. It's like, dog, that needs to get nerfed. There either has to be a huge nerf for support ults, or they had to bring an actual anti, because reduced healing, it's not really that good. Come on, let's just be honest. It's not that good. It doesn't last too long, and most of the time you're not going to be able to murk that person unless you're already going to, regardless of that healing reduction. But yeah, I feel like after choosing to support, it should have a exclamation mark once you use a third one where it says, hey, your ults are all going to be nerfed by 30% or a bit less. Just as long as the ult healing is nerfed, it's going to be a problem constantly, because I know no one wants to really have roll Q. Granted, that's the other, fast solution, but too many people are going to get mad at that, being like, oh, you locked us out 222. I thought this was going to be open Q and stuff like that. So yeah, I just hope that support ults get nerfed to oblivion. Once you start choosing 3 support, it should just reduce the healing your ults do by 30% at least. If you do more, that's great, fantastic. But let's say you go another support, like you go quad support, nerf it by 50%. It's like, dog, why should all your ults be super strong? You guys are basically invincible most of the fights. How is that fair and fun to go up against? But yeah, I was just really annoyed when I ran into this triple support and then they went quadruple support. It's like, dog, this is so stupid. This needs to be nerfed. Something has to be done about it, because it's just going to keep annoying so many lobbies. And I know of quite a bit of people have said triple support is really annoying to go up against, and they hate that they basically have to mirror it most of the time. But that's all I really want to rant about, my dudes. And right now, I'm a bit sick, so my voice sounds a bit weird. But hopefully the match is going much better for you guys, and you guys are actually enjoying your time on comp. For me, it's really mixed bags. I'm going anywhere between GM3 to GM1 again, and it can be pretty annoying because it feels like some of these are EOMM agents in my lobbies, and I actually do get them banned by the next day. So obviously they were boosted if they get banned insanely fast like that. So yeah, hopefully you guys are getting teammates like that. It can be really frustrating and just really deter you from playing the game. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you guys are enjoying the content, please subscribe. With that being said, have a good day and stay safe. Later.